Okay, here we go. Here's another video of production line. I've been away from my office for a little bit, so I'm just thinking, how does this stuff work? What buttons do I press? Anyway, don't worry, all will be fine. I'm going to go through some of the stuff that I've been working on, and it's quite a lot actually. Quite a lot of stuff is sort of being worked on and changing. Although it's not going to look a lot when you look at the change list, because there's some really big things on there. Let me just load up a game that. Oh, hang on, what have I done? What have I done? What have I done? I've broken it already. That's impressive. Let's try that again. Okay, thank you. And just check that I am in. Yeah, I'm definitely not in debug mode if it loads that quickly. I'm going to pick some research just so it doesn't bug me that we're not doing any. Okay, so the big thing that has changed really is hybrid and electric cars, which is something that people really wanted me to put in, and it's in. So if you go to research in this build, this is 1.37, which should be out Friday. You'll notice right at the bottom of technologies with performance features, because I didn't know where else to put them, engine related stuff, right? So you have hybrid powertrain, electric powertrain, and a new thing which is large battery pack. So it's assumed that if you have a hybrid car, which is a car that has a petrol engine and an electric motor as well, that it will have a hybrid battery pack, which is normally quite small. My last, the car before I have now, was a hybrid car, and you couldn't go very far on the pure electric mode. So we have in the game this concept of a hybrid battery. So that's a hybrid battery train. If you have a pure electric powertrain where you've only got electric motors and you don't have an engine, you don't have a conventional internal combustion engine or radiator or fuel tank or anything like that, then that will come with a kind of standard battery pack for an electric car. So I'm thinking of stuff like a sort of Nissan Leaf or stuff like that. And we have a separate upgrade to a large battery pack, which will presumably give you longer range. So you have to research that kind of stuff in the game. There's new stuff to research, which people always like. And then when you've got that, obviously it's an option for each car. So got lots of cars going on here. So I've got a hybrid car here, which is a mid-range car, where I've selected hybrid powertrain. I've got an electric car. I've got a super amazing, super duper sports electric car. I think it's electric. Can't remember. So what's interesting now is we have 3 different engine types. Well, effectively 4 actually, because what we have is we have the standard internal combustion engine car, which is assumed, right? Then you've got what we call the stop-start engine, which has been in for a while, so let me enable that. That is assumed to still be a diesel or petrol car. It's still a fossil fuel car. And what that does is it cuts out the engine at traffic lights when you stop and stuff like that, and then restarts the car. It's kind of like that smart stalling thing. It's in a lot of cars now. That is something that only makes sense to select if you have a normal petrol car, what we call an ICE car, internal combustion engine, ICE. So you have the normal engine, you have the stop-start engine. You can then select hybrid. If we go to hybrid, it will turn off stop-start, because all hybrid cars are stop-start anyway. You basically have electronic control of the engine, is kind of assumed, and so all electric cars and all hybrid cars already have the functionality of a stop-start engine. So you can then go on further than that and select electric. And again, if I select electric, that should deselect hybrid, and it will deselect stop-start that's already gone. So now I have an electric car, which is great. If I want a large battery pack, there we go. With any luck, if I now go back to being hybrid, it should switch off the large battery pack, and it does. So you can't get it wrong, basically. So that's all well and good. So when you do that, you then will find, as with everything else in the game, just researching something and then saying I want it in these cars doesn't achieve anything until you actually upgrade where that component is being fitted. You need to think about this. Where's the powertrain section? Blah blah blah, wheels. You think I'd know where I'd put it, but I've oh, here we are. Yeah, I've moved. This is quite a big factory that I started from scratch to test some other stuff. So here we are. We're making powertrain here, although you'll notice that we're just making ordinary powertrains. How pointless. And here we're fitting powertrains, and most of them are either electric or stop-start. So actually I wonder if we've got a load of redundant stuff there in the stockpile. Yeah, we kind of have. We might have to sort of junk that and start again. I'm not sure. Anyway, so you also have to upgrade fit powertrain. So fit powertrain will have stop-start engine, I've done it, hybrid, I've done it, and electric, I've done it. So you need to upgrade those slots. Now, at the moment, you cannot make a hybrid powertrain, and you cannot make an electric powertrain. You can only buy them. You can make an ICE powertrain here. I've got the stuff to prove it, and you can make stop-start. It's just an upgrade here, I think, isn't it? Stop-start, yeah. Let's just do that and start building them. That will be coming. The only reason it's not in there is I wanted to get an update done to the game, and this is what we're currently working on. And because it's perfectly playable with you just being able to buy in electric powertrains and hybrid powertrains, I thought we'll get this in, and then we'll work on being able to manufacture them later. Because also I'd like to do a proper job of it. If you're going to build, for example, large battery packs and small battery packs, I would like to do that properly rather than just have a tiny thing the size of someone's, flat saying build lithium ion battery pack, because we all know the gigafactory that Tesla uses is massive, and this is a big thing, and it could be a big thing, couldn't it, with 5 or 6 slots in a new chain that built them. Anyway, so hybrid cars and electric cars are in, and that's exciting. What I haven't done yet, and I'm going to do tomorrow, is actually balance how much they cost. I think that they should be fairly expensive because they are at the moment. The price will come down over time, obviously, and I want you to be able to push down the price of them by making them yourselves. I think the upgrade to fit powertrain, which is probably costs peanuts at the moment. Oh, what is it? Here we go. $2,200 to fit an electric powertrain. Yeah, ridiculous. That should be at least 20,000 or 30,000, right? More than that, probably. Because I want it to be a step up. It's like you can see I've got loads of money. The game's not balancing against me that well at the moment. Although I did design the game, so I should be good at it, frankly, shouldn't I? Anyway, yeah, this should be a thing that when you get to a sort of late level in the game, you think, right, now I can do electric cars. I've also fixed some of the balancing, actually. If you look here, you might notice that, look, hardly any tech has been researched by the AI. And that's because it was not using a particularly good metric for working out to do that. And I think I've fixed that now. I need to double check on that because I played most of the game without it fixed, which is why it hasn't really cottoned on. In fact, if I go through time a little bit, there we go. Central locking just went again. So where is central locking? Yeah, see, that's universal, but it should start pushing this through. I think might be a bug there. There may be a bug there. Anyway, that's for me to worry about. So that's one thing that's changed. Something else that has changed is the pathfinding and routing of stuff has changed, and it's changed dramatically in code. You don't need to worry about it, except the game will run better. One last thing that I will mention to do with the electric and hybrid stuff, because it's quite important, is when I was designing this, there was a concern that, for example, when you first build a car, and I'll show you where my production line starts down here, you'll pick a car and it will be given a certain design. So that, even though it's only one axle at the moment, is a Positech Economy B. Now, at any point during the long lifetime of that car, as it goes around the production line, I could edit that. Where are we? I could edit that car and change it. And one of the things that I could do is I could change it from being a normal car to electric or hybrid or whatever. And we can't let that happen. Because if you do, you might find that you're just about to sell a car, you're just about to like attach the radio or something, and you change it to being an electric car. And therefore you could end up with a mismatch of stuff. You could have a petrol car that has no fuel tank, or an electric car that does have a fuel tank and no battery, and stuff like that. So what the game does is, at the very moment at which the car first starts production, it looks at the design of the car. In this case an E Deluxe, this new one. It'll go, what's the powertrain? If the powertrain's electric, that car has an electric powertrain. It's as simple as that. I don't know if you can hear, a cat has just come in and started meowing. Just be patient. Right. So that has to follow that car throughout its whole trip on the production line. So you could end up with an anomaly in that a car actually ends up here, and you'll look at the design of it, and if, for example, this will only happen if you've changed from like an ICE car to a hybrid or to an electric, and you'll look at it and it'll be, actually no, that's still electric, or that's still the petrol version of that car, and that's because we have to lock that in at the start. Otherwise you get anomalies. I am aware of there is a bug where you can end up building a car with no roof if you select sunroof, and yet sunroof isn't enabled as an option when it gets to that slot. I'm going to fix that. Okay. So, what else is there? A few small little things have been changed, but they're fairly trivial. Now that we have electric and hybrid powertrains in the game, which was quite a big thing that had to go in, it will require a bit of balancing and tweaking and all the rest of it. What I want to do is spend some time working on the usability of the game and the user interface. I've been reading a lot about the sort of research into how to make a game really easy to understand and playable, and I know that this game is a bit of a black box to some people and a bit confusing. Why are we not selling these cars? We're just swamping the market a bit, aren't we? Selling 30 cars an hour, that's not bad. So for example here, right, I'm making loads of cars, but I'm not covering all market segments, and so I should branch out quite a bit into these, and I'm not doing that at all. But the game isn't telling me that. Also, it's not saying, look, you've only got 120 visits to the showroom per hour. You need to run some marketing. In fact, you need to research marketing, it should be telling me. And it also shouldn't be showing me this icon until I've actually researched marketing. This is only confusing. There's loads of user interface things in the game that are not good enough yet. I know that. But we've put in a load of features, and I'm really happy with them. I love the look of the game, and it's getting more interesting and more varied. And I've got a bit of a bottleneck there, haven't I? How annoying. Anyway, this ramble. This is Production Line by Positech Games. It is available only on the PC at the moment, but apparently it runs under emulators on OS X. You can buy it on GOG. You can buy it on Steam. It's still in early access. It's $17.99. It's not going to be in any upcoming sale. So that's the price for the moment. You can also buy it direct from us on our website using the Humble widget. You still get a Steam key. It's obviously a strategy simulation game about running a car factory, and we're still actively working on it, and we'd like to thank everyone who's bought it so far and everyone's ideas for the game. They're much appreciated. Subscribe to this channel and all that kind of social media stuff. And if you do like the game, leave a review on Steam. It's much appreciated if you do. It makes a really big difference. Or just tell your Steam friends that you're playing this and you like it. Hope you liked this video. Sorry it wasn't last Sunday, but I was at a games conference in Paris giving a talk, so I couldn't do it then. So we might skip this coming Sunday and then go straight to the next one, when we should have a load more usability stuff. And I might give you a little playthrough on like tips on how to play the game. Anyway, thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. I'm coming. Just a minute. Yeah, meow.